All right. What's good, ladies and gents? Hopefully you can hear me. It looks like everything should be fine and working. Um, yeah. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys like and subscribe. This is my Learn and Reaper channel. I'm your host, X.E.L. Oh, today I just decided I'm gonna come in here and kind of cook up some stuff. So just bear with me. And if you have questions about stuff or things that I'm doing, let me know. I think I need to do some cues, so I'm gonna kind of just take you guys a little bit through the process of how I actually go about finding certain things and doing certain things. So yeah. Rana Joy, what's good, man? Thank you for joining. I know it's been a minute. I haven't been on here in a minute. I just been working. All right, so I want to find like a cue that I can kind of build off of. This is usually how I do my building for stuff. When I usually tell you guys, search for reference tracks, things like that. This is kind of what I do. And basically, what I'll do is I'll find some libraries. Warner Chappell has some good ones, and this is from 2022. So I'm gonna go in here and kind of see what they're working with. All right, so they have a whole bunch of different ones. So usually what you do is you'll get like a reference track and you'll kind of hear out what's actually going on in the track and then basically incorporate that inside of your own. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go through and see which one I like. Okay. All right. So I may use this one as a reference. So basically, what I try to do is see what instruments they're actually using in there, and just kind of pull them up inside the DAW. So that's kind of like the steps I usually take. He said it sounds like Scooby Doo. Yeah, it does sound like Scooby Doo. Um, but that's what you want to look for inside of a dramedy kind of track. All right, so let's see. Let's um let's see what instruments we're talking about here. I really need to update my sounds as well. It's just not gonna happen today. All right. Guitar. It's kind of what it starts out with. Now the question is, what kind of guitar do I want to use? Let's go. Let's go. Contact. I'm pretty much done with Cubase. Uh, I still couldn't get answers to things that I was kind of trying to do, and my trial expired, and I'm definitely not paying uh, for Cubase. So yeah, Cubase days are done. Sorry for those who missed out. Let's see here. let's go with this. Let's go with this nylon. Let's go with the foundation guitar. Major stuff. I think the chord pads is what would really link me to it, as well as their step sequencer that they have in there now. The step sequencer is actually really dope. Those are like the two major things. Everything else is like, because compared to Reaper, it's not even up to par. So, I don't even like their effects. Like their effects were really, really not up to par for me. So, yeah, I will have to say probably just the chord tracks. Even the thing that you sent me, I tried it out. I don't like it. It's just too confusing to do something simple. I want something simple and be able to just kind of get the stuff out that I need out. And that's not it. That doesn't give me what I want. All right, so some strings. And for strings, what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna go back to my sign player. I haven't been in here in a minute. I don't even know if they added any new things inside the sign player. I wonder if they have. Might be jeopardizing the stream messing with this thing, but it's okay. All right, so spindle. Nope, I don't see anything new. Okay, that's good. All right. Yeah, because I have pretty much all of them. All right, cool. So I'm gonna use the strings from here if I can find them. Browse. All right, let's go with the spiccato. All right, what else do we hear? All right, that's like a celestial or something. Come on, load up. I haven't used this in a long time. All right, cool. So celestial, let's go with BBC. It's probably the easiest way to get that out. The step sequencer, it's better than the mix sequencer that we have, or the MC sequencer. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, everybody has their own, but I think it's better. Yeah, I don't like chord gun because it doesn't stop. Like, all right, so the chord pads give you an option just to hit the pad and it plays. And chord gun, it kind of just continues on unless you go to another thing or you kind of like have to do some weird thing to stop it. I don't like that. It's not as user friendly as it should be. So I'll pass on that. Oh, the one that the girl did? Yeah, I mean, everybody's gonna have their opinion. Everybody gets pushback on whatever DAW they actually like. Me, on the other hand, I just really don't care. I use what I want to. Cubase is the standard to what? Oh, to composing. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's a really good thing for composer because they even added like the new the stuff where you put the notes in. I don't even remember what it's called right now because I don't use it. But um, for composers, I think it's great. I think it's a step up from what they've had before. I think the chord track is actually okay as well, where you can actually see what was actually played and kind of see it on the screen of what notes you want to kind of go into. Um, and like I said, the chord pads, forget about it. That just makes it that much more efficient when it comes to like creating inside there. But as a standard, if you just have Reaper and you don't have like extensions and scripts, then yeah, I mean Cubase is gonna destroy it. But there's so many people who've made so many great scripts. I still don't like the way you can actually do um, other like chords, or should I say different packages like this. Like if I wanted to switch these, like I know I made I have the what is that thing called, BRSO I think it is, to kind of do it, but in Cubase it's kind of easier to do that. I don't like the stiffness of Cubase. It has a lot of glitches. Sometimes the sounds get mixed up for some reason, and some people were saying it's probably some of the settings that I have. But why would you set the DAW up to not work the way you want it to? So yeah, yeah, yeah. The zero, yeah. See, I'm saying like I don't understand why chord gun is like that. I don't create like that. Like that's why I use ripcord, because when I use ripcord, if I hit the button, I let it go, it's gonna stop, right? Um, in there, you gotta hit different things to kind of, yeah. I can't get with that. It just doesn't work for me. Yeah, yeah. I don't use numbers. I need to actually be able to hit the keys to actually get it to work. Like I said, I mean it's a different experience. So you know, yeah. Still pass on it. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a chord gun person. I don't like the way it works and functions, so I don't use it. All right, let's figure out what we're adding on to this track here. Oh, I was supposed to click on the celestial thing, right? Oboes, clarinets, where is it at? Percussion, percussion. I think this is what it was. All right, cool. So, all right, so they have some sort of bell sound. Boom, boom, ba-da-dum, all right, so what I'll do is I'll duplicate this, right? And it's probably like probably one of these. Boom, boom, bum, 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 bum. All right, I'm gonna stick with a marimba for that sound. And what else is in here? What is that? Dun, 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 it's probably one of these, like a xylophone maybe. All right, so the xylophone, and then the next one is going to be a marimba. So let's do that. Duplicate marimba. All right, cool. What is that, an oboe? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum, bump. Where is that? Maybe an oboe? Nope. Bum, bum, bump. Nope. Flutes, bassoon, maybe. Maybe it's a bassoon. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe it's a stigmato one. All right, let's run with that. And let's see. I mean, it could be like a tuba though. Could be a tuba. It is not a tuba. It's a tuba. All right, let's duplicate the track and let's go and do a tuba. Tuba. Nope, I don't like none of those. Maybe a trombone. All right, I'm gonna stick with that one just to add a different flair to it. And what else do we have in here? Okay. What is that? That's some kind of synth? Huh. Sound like some kind of bass synth. Let's go with Surge. See if I can find a bass. DAWs, yo. I'm going the wrong way, huh? All right, so is it patch? Okay. That might work. right, cool. So, hopefully that's like the last sound that's in there. Let's see. Is that some kind of lead? I don't know what that is. I don't know. It's like a flute of some sort, maybe. Maybe it's a flute. All right, so let's go with like I'm gonna go expand for that one. See if I can find something that's kind of fluty. I guess that's a word. Ethnic, maybe. Maybe. Where's my wind instruments? Percussion, hits, mallets, brass, woodwind. Big harmonica. What is that? That's fire too. That's dope. Oh, what was that? The only thing I don't like about expand is like you can't really star sounds. That's probably the only thing I don't like about it. All right. Let's run with that. Let's run with a pipe. All right. I think that's the last sound in there. Even though it's not the same. That I don't know what that is. It's probably like a synth or something. Oh yeah, it's all good, man. Like I just like that I didn't like that I couldn't stop it the way I usually would stop it. If I let go of a key, I want it to stop. I don't want it to keep kind of playing on. And using a number pad is not an option for me. You know. Well, I mean, you know, it's like it's hard to keep up and keep people entertained, especially on YouTube with this DAW, because yes, a lot of people use it, but they don't usually come to those channels, you know, to figure out what they're doing. And usually those channels are more of like, hey, this is a new plugin, or this is kind of what is happening inside of Reaper, and people will gravitate to those videos. But when I make like beat making videos, I don't see as much traction as if I'm explaining like something inside the DAW. I hope that makes sense. Whereas, you know, there's other channels for other DAWs. If you're making a beat inside there, everybody will flock to that channel and be like, oh yeah, this is the greatest. So it's I can understand what they do, and a lot of people don't understand like the editing that goes into making these videos. It's ridiculous, yo. So if you do like a hour video of just, you know, working on whatever you're doing, and then you gotta go and edit that and break it down as small as you possibly can so that people at least click on it, because they don't want to watch a video that's, you know, 20-30 minutes long. So yeah, I understand. Low cuts in the building. What's good, man? Lasso tool. Yeah, I don't really use that. The Grim, what's good, man? Yeah, the flute. It's a flute. I think it's a flute of some sort, but I think it has like a some kind of effect on it that's making it do those weird things. I wouldn't say Omnisphere. I would say more of a Nexus, maybe, because it's more of a Rompler. Whereas I think you have a lot more control in Omnisphere than you do inside of Expand. That is correct. I'm probably like the only one that does like urban music. So if you guys want urban music from Reaper, I'm probably it. That's what's up. All right. So we have our sounds here. Some of them very interesting. So I'm gonna kind of label them. And what I'll do, see, and when I usually do things like this, I'll make a template out of it. I haven't really done it lately because I just kind of updated a lot of things, so I don't usually get a chance to. All right, let's go pan flute. All right, and I even got to the drums. What is this? Is that trombone? I think it was a trombone. Ice cymbal, trombone. Trombone, yeah. All right. All right, what was this one? And I think this was the oboe bassoon. All right. It's probably gonna turn it red because it has bass in it. All right. So what is this one? I think that's a celestial, is it? Where'd I put this one? Here. Marimba. Marimba. All right. What's this one? All right. And this one was xylophone. Yes, ladies and gents, this is the boring part of making music. Figuring out what sounds you're going to actually use, creating templates, all that good stuff is very, very boring. And I know it is. But once you get it down, you can actually start creating a lot faster and a lot more efficiently. So that's why I kind of do it this way. Celestial. What is that? Is that a perk? Yeah. All right. I think this was the strings, right? Let's go. Please don't question my spelling. I'm horrible at it. And what was this first one? I think this was guitar. Yeah, okay. All right. So we have sounds. So let's make a template. Um, all right. So now that we have that, I can just kind of open this up in another session if I need to, and just kind of get to work. And I think they had like a muted guitar, so let's see if we have one of those. Muted. It's an arpdo. Let's see. Yes, Grim, I agree. Editing is super time consuming, and I haven't really had the time, seeing that I have like all these other things I gotta take care of. That's why I'm creating this templates right now, just so I can kind of work on a project and get all these things together. Well, there's no way to market it toward everybody because not everybody uses Reaper. So, like my other channel that I have is not marketed toward a DAW at all. I mean, it's just DAWs in general, effects in general, sounds in general, equipment in general. It doesn't have a real specific thing. I mean, even though the channel is mostly made of Cakewalk because that's what I was using, that's what people were asking for, and that's kind of what I was doing. But still, that was more educational. Hey, this is how you do this inside of this, not just getting in there making a beat. So uh, it's it's not the same. It just kind of it's hard to keep people's interest for stuff they don't really use. So if it was FL Studio, it would be a little bit different, but it would still take a lot for people to come to my channel. I would have to show them something that they really haven't seen before, or have some kind of background that they're like, oh, okay, I know him from so and so, so I'll follow what he's doing, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, off. I usually don't do this on here. I'm doing it today because I haven't been on this channel in a minute, and I said let me just prepare something to kind of do a live because I haven't seen you guys in a minute. So all good. Yes, fine wine does take time. Agreed. Yeah, I mean, I've done it. Like I said, I don't have a specific thing where I'm like, this is a specific artist kind of beat. I'm like, this is a hip hop beat. So if you look at my channel right now, this Learning Reaper channel, and you look at my highest viewed stuff, it's more of me teaching a specific tool, right, inside of Reaper. All the ones that are like, hey, this is a hip hop track. This is how you make a hip hop track, or you know, hip hop beat, or drill beat, or R&B beat. Those don't attract as much people, right? So it's kind of hard just to just do music and production and say that's the what you're gonna go and do. If you look at all of the people inside of the Reaper community that actually do videos, almost none of them are just making beats or making instrumentals or doing a whole song, right? It's usually broken down into little things that they do or a tool that they use, right? And that's how they get, and those are their most views that they actually get. So people usually are not interested in kind of the beat making process, I guess you could say. It's not that they have more clout. You got to understand the market that you're in, right? So if you guys want to really look at it, So FL Studio was pirated for probably 12 years. So you have 12 years of people bootlegging a product, right? And then you have people online showing you how to use this bootleg project to actually create and actually go out there and make money off of it. So of course you're gonna gravitate toward that. You're gonna be like, all right, so they're showing me how to use this free DAW that I just got that isn't free, but I got it for free, kind of thing, right? And you're making your money off of it. And you see all these people on YouTube showing these little tips and tricks and things like that for a free product. Ableton, same thing. Every single device that you get comes with Ableton. If you buy a keyboard, it comes with Ableton. If you buy a drum pad, it comes with Ableton. If you buy a audio interface, it comes with Ableton. Why the hell is the ice cream person out? So yeah, so like it's branded in them. So of course you're gonna gravitate toward those because you're like, oh, you know what? I just bought so and so and it has Ableton inside of it already. Let me go and use that. So it's different for Reaper. Reaper is like open source in a way. You know, you have all these people that come toward Reaper from other real DAWs. Like most of the real DAW people come to Reaper. Like if you're in Pro Tools, you'll probably come to Reaper. If you're in like Cubase, you'll probably come to Reaper. But even their like fan base outside of the, like, I guess you can say, industry, those people are going to go to Ableton and FL Studio because those are the ones giving away that product, that the things that they, you know, the regular user or consumer wants and needs. So that's why they're going to gravitate toward that. I hope that makes sense, because that's the real reason that this channel hasn't blown up more than it should have, right? Because I'm giving complete gems on this channel and showing you how to actually use the DAW to make the same things you can make inside of FL Studio and Ableton, right? So it's just basically what you want to use. And if your product is not out there like that, so there's nobody saying, oh, I just made a hit song inside of Reaper, right? So when is the last time you heard, oh, this person made a hit song inside of Reaper? If you can tell me that, then I can tell you what market that's going to go toward. And it's not going to be toward urban because not that many people use Reaper. Almost every producer that I know is using either Ableton or FL Studio, right? The sound designers are usually in Ableton, Bitwig, or Reaper, from what I've seen and people that I've met and known, right? The people who do a little bit more sound design and crafting of their beats are usually in Reason. So it's like a continuing cycle of different DAWs that people use, and they all have their own specific niche, I guess you can say, that attracts people, right? So the people who do more like game designs, um, more of that kind of thing will use, or like scoring and things. I've seen a lot of people use Reaper, and I've seen a lot of people use Cubase. So those are like kind of the things that they gravitate toward. If you're doing like film stuff and you're doing editing for film, I'm seeing more Nuendo. I'm seeing more Pro Tools, right? So those are what people usually gravitate toward for those specific kind of niches, I guess you can say, in for DAWs. Uh, Yeah, I mean, the thing about it is that I would love to hear some of your work, Ron and Joy. Like, I know you've been around for a while. I haven't heard anything from you, and you're a part of my Discord. You know, I do live beat reviews and all that stuff. I haven't heard anything from you, so it's kind of hard to see. You know, if you're just gathering tools and you're not actually creating, which makes it all obsolete, right? So I want to see if you actually do that for sure. I appreciate it, man. I thought it was pretty good too. I thought it was a very insightful video showing you how to actually do it. I may kind of get more into that again and start making just beat videos and just see where that goes, but we'll see. Bubble Miles Music, what's good? Thank you for joining, y'all. Song 136, what's up? Mexico in the house, man. Mexico in the house, what's good? Uh, Correct. You cannot target the Reaper community. Exactly. If you're making beats, like you'll have to try to infiltrate like FL, um, Studio One, and Ableton kind of community, you know? Because right now those are the people using DAWs to make beats. Correct. But see, the marketing is different for them. So yes, Reaper you can use almost unlimitedly, but who's making a video for it? See what I'm saying? Like there is, if you type in FL Studio, you'll see hundreds of people making videos for FL Studio. If you look up Reaper, there's probably maybe 10 people that are on a consistent basis actually making videos for Reaper, and the majority of those people are not doing urban music, right? So there's a big difference, a big gap in there. Uh, yep. See what I'm saying? Audio interface, man. Yes, I have paid. I paid for FL Studio and I paid for Cubase and I paid for Reaper. I refuse to pay for Cakewalk for that thing that they have. I paid for Traction Waveform. What else is out there that I paid for? There's a couple of things, but I mean it's just one of those where it isn't the paying for it doesn't really bother me. It's just the fact that to keep paying for it is what bothers me. That was my issue with Cubase. Like I think I had Cubase 9. I don't even have that like info anymore. Like it got lost in the sauce somewhere in the midst of the jungle. So like this is like years ago, or was it 8? It might have been 8. It might have been Cubase 8. So anyway, it was an old Cubase. Purchased it, and then like the next one came out. They're like, "Oh, you have to buy this one." I'm like, "Why do I have to purchase this?" Because I'm in that FL Studio frame of mind where I already purchased the DAW. It's giving me my updates, and it doesn't work that way. The same thing with Studio One. I think I had 6. I think it was, and well, it might have been 5. I don't know. One of those Studio Ones as well, and then like you just got to keep updating. I'm like, all right, I can't do that. Ableton, I never even gave it a chance. I saw that price on there. I think it was like $800 at the time for like the whole package with everything. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that. But there are people who have the money and are willing to do that, so they go and do that. Everyone loves ice cream. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but they're not. That's not their target. Their target market is just they just want to create a product that's good and people can go to and use. I think that's their whole niche, and it's working for them in certain ways for certain genres. But the urban market is just not one of them. Yeah, I mean that's true. And Bitwig is another one that people will gravitate toward just for like the whole sound design and video game kind of thing. What? Then see, and that's the problem. That is the problem, Ron and Joy. You can't just keep adding. Like you have to finish. And I am a firm believer of that. I try to finish almost everything I start or create, even if I don't like it. I like to hit finish on it and bounce it out and put it somewhere. Even if I never go back to it again, I know that I finished stuff, and it gives you more confidence to actually keep continuing to do those kind of things. So I would say definitely keep doing that. Yeah, I definitely want to do that. He's Little cut said he's just gathering tools. Yeah, that's not gonna work. See, the problem with that is if I'm making a beat and I'm like just making a beat, they're gonna say, "What DAW is that? You're not using FL. You're not using Ableton. You know, so it doesn't really work." Um, and as soon as they hear Reaper and they got like, "Oh, okay, Reaper," and they go download it and they look at Reaper and they're like, "I don't like this," and then they leave. So it's kind of hard to convince people that it's good when you first get it out the package. It's not that good. Um, that's just me being honest. I was a heavy Cakewalk user. The first time I tried Reaper, I was like, "What is this? And why is this doing things the way it's doing it?" So it's kind of hard to convince people. See, the problem is that I don't use the basic Reaper stuff. Like all the things I usually use in Reaper are different scripts and different people have made to make it the way it is. Like even this like color thing, this is a script. This is not standard in Reaper. I can type in the name of a track or whatever I want it to be, and it'll color it. That's cool, but you have to set it up. And most people don't like setup. They want open, go, open, go. FL, open, go. Studio One, you open it, you go. Ableton, you open it, you go. Like it doesn't require you to really know how to do other little things to get it to where it'll work the way you want it to. Yeah, Studio One. Well, subscriptions are, I mean, at least they give you a perpetual license with it, with Studio One. You know, you had to give up on Loop Cloud. I'm still using Arcade. Arcade is my definite one of my definite go tos. The most overpriced DAW. Yeah. I think it's a little overpriced, but I mean, to each his own. Like people really love Ableton. There's still some features that it's still trying to catch up with. Um, I remember you couldn't even bring in the mixer on your main screen where you were doing this. I was like, why can't I pull up the screen? Why do I have to hit this tab button to go to the other screen to do mixing? I thought it was always weird. I don't like their mixing at all inside of Ableton. I don't know if anybody does like mixing inside of Ableton. I mean, you can use like those little gadgets and things at the bottom, but to actual have your mixer, like you have your mixer down here inside of Reaper is not the same, yo. It's just not. All right, so let me take this ARP off. Right? Come on. Is it this? All right, cool. So take that ARP off of there, and I'll probably use that inside of the track. You would need to pay for major releases for Reaper. It's such a fair amount. I agree. I mean, it's one of those things where I know people that have had Reaper for years and they've never paid for it. They use it almost every day or so, and they open it up, they wait that 5 seconds, and they're still evaluating years later. So it's just one of those things. All right. Oh, it's 12:47 a.m. My bad. That's what's up. Hey man, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. Yeah, out of the box mixing and mastering in Reaper is truly amazing, I think. Even without like a lot of the other plugins and things, the mixing in it and the routing of stuff, like this thing right here, this routing is off the chain, man. I really appreciate the fact that it's so easy to kind of figure out like your effects and things like that in here. I agree. On many accounts, it is better. But when it comes to like just standard getting in there, getting ready, FL is killing Reaper. If I open up FL Studio, I can get ready with anything in a matter of seconds, right? So you have your step sequencer already set up as soon as you open it up. You have your piano roll and stuff already set up. The things that are not set up is your mixer. That is like the biggest issue with FL, at least to me. You have all these mixing channels. You can easily mix them up and put things in the wrong place. And then you're like, why is it still playing? And you realize that you put it all the way at track 100 and everything else is down by track 10, right? So it's like that part of FL is very, very frustrating. Recording FL is very frustrating. If you're, especially if you're trying to do a band or whatever, forget about it. It's not even worth it. But still, I digress. FL is a very solid DAW. I think a lot of the improvements that they've done in that DAW has made it a competitor for a lot of different things right now. Especially the speed of it is ridiculous. But it doesn't really handle effects very well, and it doesn't really handle like VSTs very well if you have a whole bunch of them. It will start glitching and popping a lot faster than it will inside a Reaper, for sure. Nobody wants to buy a DAW to fix it up. Yep, yep. I agree, Loca. That is one of the things. I mean, right now I have it to where I'm in love with Reaper because I just know this is my setup. That is the difference between Reaper and any other DAW that you see out there. Is this DAW allows you to be you? Like this is what I like, right? So this is not what Ron Joy likes. This is not what Loca's like. This is how I like my DAW to flow, and I can set it up that way and make it flow. Like a lot of people keep asking me, hey, how do you get your thing over here on the left hand side, your sounds? And I'm like, I made a video for it just because of that, right? I have other tools down here that I know where they are, how to use them, and why they are there. I have my like guitar strum thing right here now where I didn't have it there before, my BRSO thing. So it's like I have it set up to where I can get things done a lot quicker. And that's what I love about it. Yeah, you got to use scripts, man. Like without the scripts, I would not be using Reaper. I'm going to tell you guys that right now, hands down. There's no way. That is true. I agree. I want to do a video showing you guys some of the other people in Reaper because I think they've done some amazing things, man. There's this guy who does like his whole template on like the right hand side, and like he clicks on them to arm them and like put them in. It's just amazing the way he has it set up. I might have to do one of those kind of videos. Agreed. Yeah. Yes, it did. It took me a long time to appreciate it. I agree. Bootleg FL Studio. I'm trying to tell you, man. Everybody had it. Yeah, but it is very time consuming and you can get lost by you keep modifying and editing like every time you open it up. I haven't edited mines in about 2 months. That was like the last time I edited something. Yep. You got to find the videos, and Kenny is the king of all of this uh Reaper stuff. But it's like a lot of people don't gravitate toward his videos like that. They'll look for certain things that they're trying to do, and they'll look up Kenny and be like, oh, okay, that's how you do it, and then they'll never go back. Uh, and that's kind of the hard part. Yes and no, right? Because um, most DAWs lock you into what they want you to do. Like FL Studio, you have no way of like changing keys of anything. Like who uses Control B to duplicate a track? Like I don't understand why they did it that way. but they have like weird shortcuts that they have in there that you have to get adjusted to. You can't change that, right? Even if you came from another DAW and you're used to doing certain things a certain way, you can't change it. In Reaper, I can change that. I can make it function just like FL Studio functions. So it's just one of those things where it's a yes and no, at least for me. I agree. I wouldn't say it's the best out the box for making beats. It just kind of matters. Like I said, if you've been taught that this DAW is the best for making beats, and you see thousands of videos showing you how to do this from different people. It's not just the same person, it's different people. And all of them have like 100 and some thousand subscribers, and all of them are using the same DAW. You're gonna be like, all right, so this must be easy to use, or you're gonna figure out, oh, I'm gonna learn how to use this because everybody else is using it. So it's definitely different, man. Good at live stage performances? It can be if you want it to be. That's the thing about Reaper. It kind of conforms to whatever you want to do. There's a person who made a script called Play something. It's Play something. I don't remember what it is, the whole thing, but it gives you the option to do like a clip launcher, like you can inside of Ableton and Bitwig and Traction Waveform, right? So you have that option to do that inside of Reaper if you get the script, right? So like that's the thing about Reaper is it gives you so many options to do things. It's just crazy. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Alejandro, Uncle Kenny. And he used to have another channel before. He had actually, yeah, he's had a couple of channels, but Reaper Tips is really blowing up for him. I'm proud of him, man. He's doing some really good work. I feel you on that. Yeah. Correct. Playtime. That's what it's called. All right. Yeah. I agree, Grim. I agree. Because I remember when I first started trying to learn Reaper, I think it was, what was his name? Wuzu Beats, I think his name was. And I was like, all right, this dude's kind of cool. And, I was watching a couple of his videos and like his explanation of things. And then he just disappeared. So, so I don't know, man. I just try to do what I can. All right, let me see what I was doing before. I have no idea what I was doing, guys. All right, so I was finding instruments. So this guitar. All right, so I might want to take some of this effects off of there as well. Turn down this reverb. Definitely delay. Interesting. All right, so I got a guitar. All right, so I got strings. right. All right. All right. So this flute is. That flute is fire. All right. Cool. So, I guess let's try to start with something, man. Let's just do maybe an 8-bar loop. What tempo was that track? 75 beats per minute, really? All right. So we're gonna do 4 bars if it's gonna be 75. Yeah, but he moved on. I think he was on Machine like the last time I seen him making a video. You can look for it on the forum. If you look up Playtime on the Reaper forum, I believe you should be able to find it. I don't know how much he charges for it. I think he does charge for it though. So yeah. Correct. Yeah, he went to Machine. Yeah, but he fully went Machine. Yeah, he left Reaper. Yeah. Right now it is 2:35 in the evening. So you must be. It's 1:04 a.m. Goodness gracious, yo. He did leave Reaper. He was no longer using Reaper. The last 3 videos he made, he was no longer using Reaper. Well, to make beats or to make videos, he wasn't in there, I should say. Yeah, it's 12:30 in Cali. That's what's up. Yep, 6 months ago. Yeah. Oh, okay. So it's like $30 for that, the place thing. Yeah. That's what's up. All right. I mean, you can find other ways to actually do like that same kind of trigger thing. So, but I know he has one that play thing is gotta pay for it, from what I remember. Trapion beats, not anymore. Um, I used to have a beat channel, but I stopped because it just was too time consuming, to be honest. Like, and I do more TV placement kind of stuff now. So like I don't really have time. Like the artists waste so much time, man. I promise you. Like I don't know what it is about artists. Either they're trying to rob you and not pay you for your work. They don't never want to pay on time if they do pay, and like they always trying to cut you out of any kind of deal negotiation or anything like that instead of just working together with the producer or whatever the case may be. So yeah, I've kind of steered away from a lot of artists just because of that. Unless you're talking about you're doing like sync stuff. If you're a sync artist, I'll work with you on that because then we can always go 50-50 and get stuff placed in TV, film, movies, games, all that other stuff. But yeah, I don't have that anymore. But I mean, if you want to check out any of the stuff that I've done, you can go to my website. It's xelohh.com. I think it's below in the description, but it's probably not. And that's xelohh.com. And I have like Reaper stuff on there. I have some templates that I've created on there. Um, some of the placements that I've actually gotten for TV film is on there. It's just to show some credibility of what I actually do. So yeah, if you want to check that out, once again, xelohh.com. Um, chords. What chords you say? Yes, I've tried chords. Um, I would say it's okay. It's definitely it's okay. I like ripcord better. Just my honest opinion. Just because I can kind of add whatever MIDI I want to inside of it. So it gives me an option to kind of do different MIDI events a lot easier than it would if I'm actually doing them through just the chords. Um, I think the what is it? Reason actually has a good chords kind of thing as well, where you can kind of just play things out. Um, but yeah, chords is cool. I used to use it back in the day. I used to use it on my Cakewalk channel until I found Ripcord, and I was like, Ripcord is better. So I've been using that. All right, so now I gotta find something playful, and that's kind of hard. All right, let's try that. Mhm. This is a horse, of course, of course. No one could talk to a horse, of course. So let's remove this one. might try that. Maybe? Let's try it. Where are we starting at? All right. Okay. Agreed, DK. I should use that score dump. I always forget about it though. And by the time I actually get to thinking about it, I already done recorded it over. So it doesn't help at all, y'all. Appreciate that. Music daily. It kind of matters. It matters with the time. Like I do still have 9 to 5, still have kids, still have a wife. So like whenever I get time, then I have videos that I try to make. And then editing those videos is ridiculous amount of time. And then coming on and then actually creating for a TV film, which has been taking more priority. That's exactly why I haven't been making as many videos as I have before, because uh, it's a lot more work that needs to be done, and I don't necessarily have the time. So I'll probably say about maybe 3 hours, but definitely I try to get at least like 10 hours a week, because I've made a kind of commitment for this year to make an album a month, and I am 3 months in, and right now I am kind of behind. So usually that's 8 to 10 tracks per month. So however much time that takes. So I'll probably say about 10 hours a week, maybe, if I can kind of squeeze it in. Just making beats and looking up sounds and doing my homework kind of stuff. So yeah. Yeah, I have a regular job. Imagine that, huh? A freestyle beat? Well, if I didn't have a project to do right now, I would. But yeah, I gotta finish. All right, let's try it. Why? Why do you do me so bad? Bom, 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 bom. All right, so we shall see. Landry, what's good, man? We missed you in the sample flip, man. Alien My Hearts. I have not actually tried the new Tuscan stuff. Fun parts, right? And now I will just start to cheat on here. That's what's up. I understand completely. Yep. France in the building. Russia in the building. Shin, what's good? Yes, sir. That is the key. Loot kits. People give them away for free. Use them. It saves you trying to think about everything yourself. You know, drum breaks and all that stuff. It's all cool, man. And then, you know, if you wanted to, you can actually layer it yourself and do your own little, you know, thing to it. So, yeah. Nothing like this one, huh? Completely different. All right, cool. So let's do one more track. All right, so Makes life a little easier, doesn't it? All right. I'm not gonna bore y'all with my arrangement skills because they suck. uh, um, it is dramedy. So basically, like you're creating like a tension scene for a cue. Like so, like let's say like Desperate Housewives or something, right? So like this track would be in the background, so you would hear this kind of track. So right now, there's probably too much going on for that kind of show. So you would probably have, let's see, yeah, you'll probably just have those top ones. So this is like them walking through the house. Hey Barb, what do you think you're doing here? Right? You probably wouldn't even have that in there. But so like this is like that background music that you'll probably hear in the track. It does need some work still, because I'd probably change out these drums. But seeing that we're live, I'm not gonna keep searching through them to kind of get it perfect. But you know, you got to have it to where it builds up to the scene. So I think that would be a really good kind of start for the track. And you can just have. So basically, you just want to build up a scene. Hope that makes sense. How to get TV placements? You just look it up. So like, all right, so this is a site. This is Warner Chappell Production Music, right? So you can actually be a part of Warner Chappell. You can contact them and then see if they're looking for producers, and basically just submit your music to them and see if they're going to accept it. It does have to be formatted a kind of a certain way. As you can see in this waveform here, you have like kind of your intro, then you have your build up, and then it kind of comes down, and then it goes back up at the end where you bring kind of everything back in. right? So at the beginning of this live, I actually showed why I do this, and this is basically a reference track for me. So I'm basically taking the instrumentation that they have inside here and making a template out of it. So that's why I have this template over here for these sounds, because that's what was in the track itself. And I like the way the track was formed, even though I did it completely different and went a totally different kind of direction, but it still gives a dramedy kind of feel to it, if that makes any kind of sense whatsoever. All right. Yes, TV for real, straight up. Yeah. I'm definitely into the sync licensing thing. That is where I have been living with this stuff. So this is why I make templates, because it makes it a little bit easier for me, because I can just kind of set the same exact template that I had in the other one in this one. So now I have the same exact sounds, right? So and just make something completely different, right? Right. So let's go and use ripcord. I think somebody was asking about something like this earlier, right? So I have I don't know what tempo that is. What is that? Mm, 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 mm. All right. It says it's 100. Really? All right. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Mm, 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 mm. Well, all right. Why did it go over? Oh, okay. I guess it's not going over. Just doing stuff. So now I need to kind of figure out what key this is in. Probably let's see. Let's go by what we have at the bottom. F minor. That looks good. That looks good. That looks good. This D is not in there. F, E, B, A. It's not in there. Yeah, so like this is probably not even in the in the same key. It's probably like a sustain of some sort of another borrowed key. That's right, and that's right, and then back to F. All right, so I'm gonna run with that. So let's say it is F natural minor. Let's go with that, right? So what I can do is go to here and snap my key. F. Yeah. You said can you be the next preview? beat review. There's a link to get to the Discord. Inside the Discord, there is a live beat section. I do them on Thursday nights. It's for my other channel, but yeah, definitely join. So this is basically taking you to the Discord, and inside the Discord, you can actually put your song or your beat in there, and we'll go over it Thursday night, usually at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's the time frame that I kind of have set up for it. I also do sample flips on that channel. So if you're a person that does sample flips, it gives you an option to participate in a sample flip. Landry is one of those people who actually has submitted several times. He's actually won a couple of times as well. So yeah, definitely join us. Mm-hmm. So let's just grab these. Just make it simple for myself. All right. Let's this one is just too high, so let's bring it down. Mm-hmm. There you go. Goodness gracious. I'm not actually with Warner Chappell, but it's just an example I was given. Like if you have music that is like ready for sync, you can actually submit to them, and yeah, they'll probably get you some placements. There's a whole bunch of different libraries out there. You can always just type in, music libraries. Um, I just happened to stumble upon this one because I was looking for a specific kind of genre, which was like hip hop dramedy. So I just usually use a template to kind of get the juices going and then just create whatever I want to create from it, right? So like if you go, um, so don't do this art list. You want like a library, Alibi Music. That's usually a pretty good one. Um, Universal. If you can get a Universal, that'd be good or cool. But there's a lot of competition in there, so you want to get like a smaller library. Um, You don't necessarily want production music, but you want like music libraries. Epidemic Sound. I think that's a was all right one. And this guy has a whole web page looks like dedicated to it. Non-exclusive libraries. Libraries to avoid. All right. Exclusive libraries. All right. He has Scorekeepers, Pink Shop. Uh, so these are probably pretty good ones, right? But this is how you would actually find your like production music library kind of thing, right? So they have their stuff on here, license and subscription, and they can show their placements. So these are like the things they've actually placed in World Series, Hawaiian bread. So Back to the Future stuff, Moonfall, Stranger Sharks. I'm not sure what that is. Right. So these are some of the placements that they've actually had for this library. So all of them have different ones that you can kind of go through and see. But yeah, so these are all the channels that they've actually been a part of. I think I've been on almost all of these. Um, see, the little Marvel, Duck Dynasty, Pepsi commercials. So they might be a good library to kind of submit your stuff to. So like you want to just look for what they have. And usually there's like a contact option on there to contact them and kind of see if they are looking for producers. These are all the different shows they've been a part of. So yeah, so they have a contact option here. But you see right here, submit music. So basically you just go to their site, look for like a submit music section, and you just hit on that. All right. So what they do is looks like they send you music requests. So basically they want you to set up an account with them and they'll send you a list of songs that they're looking for potential placement. So I guess that's a pretty good way to kind of look at it and do it. And this is Eptone music. All right. All right. And they show Scorekeepers is another one. So this site looks like it's pretty cool. It'll tell you a bunch of Randy McGravy. I have no idea who he is, but yeah. So he has some interesting information on here. I know Jesse from Sync My Music. He has like a whole thing where you can actually go and find a whole bunch of different libraries to submit to. So yeah, but that is usually what I would do. But I was just looking for a specific thing. That's kind of why I stopped at Warner Chapel. I think I over explained that. Does what VST use CPU? Which one are you asking about? All right, man. Get your rest. That's what's up. Later, Landry. Well, hopefully you will see it on TV or hear it in the background somewhere. Yes, they are free to get into. So basically, when you submit to them, they'll sign you on as a composer. And once you're signed in as a composer, you can submit tracks to them, and they'll usually say yay or nay if they need them for any projects, or they may send you what's called a brief. And in that brief, it'll say, hey, I'm looking for some hip hop dramedy tracks for the Kardashians, right? So you want to kind of tailor your tracks to that show and see if you can actually get a placement on there. That's pretty much what it is. Yeah. That's what's up. Hey man, appreciate you. How many plugins do I have? I have quite a few. But I don't usually use a lot of them because they just don't work effectively for me personally. So I just kind of stick with what I kind of know. And that's why I have a whole list. So if I do instruments, right, I have this X.E.L 2024. So these are usually the VSTs I'll use, right? So the best service, hybrid, classic. Keyzone Classic is probably one of my most used ones. I have Notonic. If you're not sure what Notonic is, it's a pretty dope VST. It kind of has like chords already kind of made in there. Orchestral companion, bass, brass, and strings. These are, and woodwinds. These are like more orchestral kind of sounds. I think I bought it as a bundle. I think I paid like $20 for like 4 things, and I think it was like it came with like some big band as well. But that was a while ago. Um, SI bass is Cakewalk. Vacuum is an Air one. It's really good. Expand, of course, you guys should already know. And the Z3TA is from Cakewalk. When I actually had Cakewalk Producer Edition back in the day, it came with this. It came with 2 other ones, but I don't know why my license doesn't work for the other 2, and I just gave up on it. All right, so I have analog, lab, arcade. If you don't have arcade and you are looking for sounds and something to kind of use, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I just think that it's a great tool. It has pretty much whatever instrument you're kind of looking for in there as well. Actually, really good. Augmented strings, BBC. Collective is from Traction. I've actually put it on here, and I don't think I've ever used it inside of Reaper, but I just put it on the list. Concerto is something that I do use. It's actually pretty good, and it does no longer exist anymore. To download it, um, East West violin, vinyl guitar is this one is really dope. It's probably one of my favorite guitar VSTs, but sometimes it does glitch and will cause some issues inside of DAWs, so I don't use it as often as I want to. Iota Mini is always good. Complete Control. I kind of started off with the channel with that, and then you have Contact 8, which is pretty good. Labs is always good if you have labs. Um, Mini V is another Arteria like piano or something. I don't even use it. I just put it on here. I don't know why. See, like, so for 2025, I really need to clean it up, but I just haven't had the time to do it. Monster Synth is actually pretty good, and it's actually free. The Numa player is actually okay as well. This Origins is something I use for texture. Really good. Philharmonica, of course, you already know. If y'all don't have Philharmonica, it's a really nice VST for strings and all that. Philharmonica, yeah. And the Reason Rack is always good. Ripcord, can't live without it right now. Sample Tank, really dope. People sleep on it. Sampletron is dope. Scorch is okay. I do like the sounds in it, and it does have like a chord kind of generator in there as well. So if you are in the market, Scorch is actually pretty good if you want to do that. It does cost though. Sign Player is good. Sound Paint is actually really interesting. I haven't dove into it the way I should, but it's pretty good. Surge is something I use a lot. Synth Mats are something I use a lot. Centronics is pretty dope, but I don't use it that much. TB Flow Tones is actually really good. You can actually purchase it if you want to. I haven't purchased it yet, but it has some really nice sounds in there. Usynth is dope. Volt is okay. They actually have like 2 versions of it now. Carbon is actually good for like your metal guitar stuff. And Xenology is just good kind of all around. It's kind of like Expand. So yeah, so those are most of the things that I use VST wise. I have a whole lot more, but I don't use them. They're just in there. I have not tried the new Toucan synth. I don't usually freeze tracks. If I do anything, I'll actually just um make another line. So let's say I wanted to do like this trombone, right? I would go in here and I would render out the track and make it like stereo or mono, whatever you want to do, right? And it'll mute the original and then I'll hide the track. So I'll always have my MIDI for the track. I'll just hide it in the background and then I'll just have the WAV file here. I think it's better than freezing because sometimes when you freeze, it kind of does weird things in different DAWs. I haven't had that issue in Reaper, but I don't use the freeze. If I'm gonna make it into audio, I'm just gonna make it into audio. Phase plant, yes, I have tried it. It came with what is that thing called? Captain Chords, and I have Captain Chords, which I don't use. Like you see, it's not on the list. But yeah, I've used it before. Okay. Yeah, I'm not much of a synth user. I mean, I have a whole bunch of synths from Sample Tank or IK Multimedia, and I have Autoria, but I don't really use that much synths. You know, like it's just one of those things I don't use that much. All right. So basically, I make these like almost like templates for my tracks, and then I'll probably come back in here and listen to it later on. Because then you when you actually come back to a track, you'll kind of hear what may be missing, what you may need to add in there, um, what you may need to take away. So I usually like just to create and then kind of come back to it. So that's usually my strategy for doing these things. And I usually will make like 3 beats out of the same template and then kind of see which one kind of works the best. And I'll still finish all the tracks, but sometimes it just doesn't get used. And that's okay. As long as I kind of finish them, that's all I usually worry about. I think I want to try to get this guitar in there somewhere. Oh no. Didn't mean to do that. This kind of... All right, cool. All right. So what we can do to mess with this stuff is so let's quantize this, right? And we're going to drag all of these out. And then what we can do is a Control Shift. Yeah. I've been on here. All right, I've been on here long enough. Trying to look at the time. It's like, what? All right. So, I guess if you guys have like any questions before we jump off of here, let me know. If you are interested in any of the services that I provide, like mixing, mastering, any of that stuff, you can go to xelohh.com. If you want to be part of the sample flip or the live beat reviews, I have a link below to my Discord, and inside the Discord, we answer questions if you have like a different DAW, if you're using Reaper, if you're using Cubase, Cakewalk, FL Studio, any of those things. I could probably answer those questions for you inside of the Discord. So definitely join if you want to be a part of that kind of thing. Right. Yeah. So I guess I'll give you a couple of seconds or so to give you some questions before we jump off of here. Like this bass is probably going to be a breakdown. I'm probably going to do a different bass for this. I can already hear it. I'm probably going to change out these drums because they're a little bit too upbeat. Like a real breakdown. Yeah, so this has a lot of potential. I'll probably change a couple of things on it though, but I'm gonna have to come back and revamp it when I hear how it goes. Like this one is fire. Can't really lie, I like this one. I don't really hear much I need to change, but you never know. All right, ladies and gents, I think that should be it for me. I did fill my quota. I usually try to make at least 2 beats a week, and I just made 2, so that's good for me. And I'll probably work on some stuff tomorrow as well because I want to finish this project up. Like I said, I usually do an album a month just so I can kind of keep on pace with like a lot of the things that's going on. And my genre is usually somewhere in the urban market, so like hip hop, EDM, pop, trap, drill, you know, along those lines is where I'll usually kind of stay. So, but yeah, I think you guys want me to make more beat making kind of videos to kind of show you the process a little bit more and more detail of where or why I do certain things. So if you do watch the beginning of this video, I kind of explain how I do it for sync and why I do what I do. So I'll look for a specific kind of genre inside of sync. Like dramedy is one, regular drama is another one. You have tension music. You have like sports stuff. I do a lot of sports tracks. So things like that is where usually I'll kind of produce or make beats into. So sometimes they'll send me briefs for things I don't necessarily do, but I'll still try it. And I find out that trying different genres helps you out in the long run. I know a lot of people don't really talk about that, but it is truly helped me to listen differently, get different sound selection for different things. And I think a lot of people fail on sound selection because they don't really listen to where they want to go, if that makes sense. So if you're doing, let's say you're doing a comedy track, just pure comedy, usually you want more of the celestial, like the BBC orchestra kind of things is where you will probably want to go, right? Just because it has all those little elements that people usually use inside of those kind of tracks. I guess I can give an example, seeing that we are here and I'm just talking. All right, so let me see. So if you don't have this already, I don't know why you don't have it. It is free to actually get. And I even added a piano in there now. So if you do get it, you get a piano now in it, which they didn't have before. You have your string section. So it's showing you kind of how an orchestra is made up, right? So you have your first violins and they're not much different from the second violins, right? Just that the first violins actually have more players in it, so it sounds a little deeper or fuller than the second violins, but the second violins give support to the first violins, if that makes sense. So then you have your violas, which is more of it's a, I guess you can say a broader spectrum. See, because it goes up a little higher. So it's telling you like the key ranges of it as well, right? So your violins and your violas are a little different. And then you have your cellos, right? So these are the celli, as they call them, cellos. And this gives more of I guess you can say a deeper string sound. Usually their spiccatos are usually good, right? So, or you want pizzicato that has like a lot of bite. Usually you want to go with the cello one because the strings or the violas, right? And then you have your first strings. And then of course you have your basses. Oh. And usually the spiccato of the bass is where you want to get your power from. That gives you a lot of, so, and that's for, you know, the whole comedy thing. So that you have the percussion, right? Those are your tempi hits and untuned percussion. You've probably heard this hundreds of times and didn't realize, right? They use that all the time in comedy. That little percussion there. You know how many times you've heard this in tracks and you don't even realize it? You're watching a comedy thing and you hear that. Right? Right? So these are all inside this BBC orchestra stuff, right? So you have your, I know you've heard this in sports, in many different things. The tubular bells are very popular. You have the marimba, All these are like comedy kind of sounds, right? So if you know where to go and what you're looking for, it makes it a lot easier to create those kind of tracks, right? How do you earn your first $1,000? Um, as a producer, a lot of work. I'm gonna not I'm not even gonna like fabricate it. A lot of work. So it matters how much you're actually doing right now, work wise, how good your production is, right? How consistent can you actually be, and how much work you're actually putting out there. So like it does matter, like a whole lot. But I mean, it's not an easy thing to do. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, if you don't have the time, the patience, and the skill, it'll take you forever to make anything from music. And then it matters what route you want to take. Do you want to take the route where you're looking for artists and you want artists to purchase your tracks? Are you looking to do like leases and deals? Are you trying to go into studios with these artists? You know, you sit down with them, they sit there, they write, you know, they cut you a check, maybe. Um, or are you gonna try to go like that label route where you're waiting on a label to pay you for a check for a song that you or a track that you did, but then that means you have to have those connections, you have to have your paperwork together, and which most people do not, and you have to be a person that can sit in the studio and people not say, "Yo, I don't like this dude," or "Why is this dude here?" You have to be able to contribute to whatever cause is actually out there and what's going on. So, um, can it be done? Yeah, but do you have that work ethic? Are you trying to go the I'm looking for artists to purchase my beats and I want to do a beat store. If you're going to do that, you have to be consistently on all major platforms of social media, all of them, all the time, pushing, and you have to have some kind of budget in order to actually get your stuff in front of other people's faces that are actually looking for the music that you're making. And then that's another thing. You got to be making music that people want to get on or want to purchase. Um, and it's hard, and it's a very competitive atmosphere because there's everybody trying to sell a beat. If you go on YouTube and you type in type beat, you'll find thousands upon thousands of producers out there trying to put some music out there or put it together. And then you have the whole threat of AI. So then there's that, So you have people making whole complete songs through AI. They're not even writing stuff themselves. They're making the beat in AI. They have the lyrics from AI, and then they submit it through AI, and then they put it on their distributor, and the distributor puts it out there on Spotify and all these other platforms, and they hope that something happens with it. So like there's a lot of competition in that sense. And at the same time, there's not much competition because most people give up 6 months in, 5 months in, 4 months in. They just give up. They'll start out real strong. The first month, oh yeah, I did like 30 tracks. I was doing a beat a day and putting it up on my YouTube and putting it up on my BeatStars, and I'll put it on IG. And I'm month two, oh, it's like every other day I'm starting to upload. Month three, oh yeah, it's once a week now. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I get stuff done, and they never get it done. So consistency, I know it's a word that you'll always hear all the time from all these people that you ask these questions from, but it's the truth. Like it's not even like an option. You have to be consistent and consistently putting stuff out and consistently moving and consistently commenting and pushing if you're going to go that route, right? So it matters what route you want to take. So if you're trying to go, I want to get major artist route, That means you're sending beats out to A&Rs, you're sending beats to managers, you're sending beats to artists, you're sending beats to studios, right? Um, One thing I remember somebody was asking me, how do you kind of get with them, those kind of artists or whatever? You got to be in the studio. Like you have to be there. If you meet engineers, engineers will probably be your best friends. If you know a big studio in your city, wherever city you're at or whatever country you're at, if you know where the big studio is, where the major artists actually go, if you can get in there with the engineer and they're willing to actually play your stuff for an artist, that is a great look. If you know an entertainment lawyer that has big artists, that is a good look. If you have music that they feel may fit that artist. If you know an A&R at a record label, that is a good way to kind of get in the door there as well. The only thing about all those things I just said is there's not a guarantee that you'll get paid. There's people who have worked with people like Lil Wayne and made hit songs and have not seen a check. So, I mean, it's a interesting game. I'm more in it because I have a love for what I do and for my art. So, like, if I don't get paid right away, it's not something that I'm worried about. It's just something that I actually do, and I really, really enjoy doing it. I've been enjoy doing it for many, many years now. So if you don't have the love for this, and you're just trying to make money, I would say this is probably not the route I would take. Uh, Especially production and making beats and stuff. I wouldn't do it if I was trying to make money. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It's just not a way to do it. There's other ways to make money in music other than just, making beats or even being an artist. There's so many things behind the scenes where you can actually make money doing all this stuff. So hopefully that answers your question. I don't even know if you're still on here. But yeah, more drill, please. Yo, man, I haven't made a drill beat in like 6 or 7 months. I just haven't. There's not a request for it for many of the libraries that I work with. They're not looking for drill, right? Even though it's funny is that the majority of the placements that I got are drill beats. So there goes that. So I do need to get back into making some drill tracks, but I haven't been able to get into the mode to make them. But I probably will. I probably will. We'll see. Hey man, no problem, man. If you have like questions, that's kind of what I'm here for. I enjoy giving people information. And the funniest thing about information is that it is free, and the majority of the people that actually hear the information don't use it. I think that is the most ironic thing about having even like a YouTube channel, or if you do like a course or something like that, is like you can go and have people purchase it and buy it, but they never even follow what you're telling them to kind of do. Um, I do one-on-one sessions. So if that's something that you're interested in, you can go to my website, xelohh.com. You can go one-on-one, kind of lay out everything that you currently have, and where you want to go, what you want to do with the things that you have. So if that's something that you guys are interested in, like I said, just go to xelohh.com. I do one-on-one sessions there. And yeah. I guess if there is no more questions, I will get up over here. You're just now getting it. Yeah. But yeah. So it just kind of matters. Like I said, if you watch the beginning of this video, I basically show you how to break down what you're actually listening to. Find those sounds if you have them inside of your DAW. I know a lot of the stuff for like TV, film of comedy, dramedy kind of things would be in this BBC orchestra, and it's actually really good sounds in here. You could just add effects and different things to make it bigger. and layer your stuff. A lot of people don't layer their things. Like all of these are in here for a reason because they're part of an orchestra. So you can layer these and not really worry about it not sounding good, right? So you can layer all these strings together and they'll actually sound really, really good. So definitely layering is another thing. Mixing is another thing. And then arrangement for whatever you're doing, whether that's for artists, whether that's for music placement, all that matters and counts, right? I think my family is hungry. They're probably texting me now. All right. It looks like Kenny just put out a new video. So if you are a Reaper person, you may want to head over to Kenny's channel, check out what he's talking about. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys another. Why is my phone blowing up? I'm gonna see you guys on the other side. And yeah. Hope you have fun. Like I said, if you have like any questions, you can actually join my Discord, and inside there I usually have answer questions as well. But if you want like merch, you want any kind of services that I provide, and that will be xelohh.com. All right. All right, people. I am out of here. Peace.